Hello, I am Alexandra, your strength and conditioning coach, and in this video I'm going to give you 10 tips how to burn body fat. Everything what helps you to burn body fat, and this will be without calorie counting, refusing carbs or fat, so no any diets which are basically not working in the long term. These tips will help you to lose weight and not to gain it back after a while. So this is more like a healthy, balanced diet, and I wouldn't even call it a diet because it just gives you indication how to basically live your life without thinking about any restricted calorie diets. So you know, the first one, like exercise is a big part of it, of course. So my first tip is to exercise, and this means that you can exercise your abs, but that won't make you burn fat. Especially if you want to target body fat, you can't spot reduce fat, and neither from the waist. Your waist can be maybe a place you gain weight the easiest, and like this is the last place you are losing weight from. But these tips will help you to reduce fat, body fat, and especially around the waist as well, because there are certain type of things you can do so you don't gain that much around the waist. So exercise is one of them, but don't just do ab exercises. The best way to maximize fat burn would be for you to do weight training for an hour, then do interval training for 10 minutes, or body weight, quite intense exercises. You can use weights, resistance bands, then you do intense exercise, because while you weight train, your body uses glycogen for energy, and after that it's going to reach to your fat stores, and that is how you maximize fat burn. So exercise. Second one, you probably heard abs made in the kitchen, and this is quite true, because you can't just put or reduce body fat with exercise, but it needs to be done through diet. And so glycemic index, not sure if you heard about the chart. I linked one in my presentation as well in this ebook, so you can have a look which food have which type of glycemic index. So glycemic index is a 1 to 10 scale, which indicates how much that food raises your blood sugar, the blood glucose, and that means if it raises too high, that has high glycemic index, which is absorbed by your body slower than the lower and the medium glycemic index food, because that's absorbed and digested by your body easily, and it keeps you for a longer period of time. That means it's not spike your glucose right up then drops, because that's, again, insulin can make you actually gain fat and not actually burn any body fat. And that is what you heard probably about fasting is one way, but I wouldn't, again, like fasting is like restricting food for like maybe 18 to 20 hours for a long term, maybe not working, because if you go back to your normal dieting pattern, then again you can gain loads of calories back, because you have 8 hours eating pattern and then you go back and eat more, that you can again gain back weight. So that's again not a long-term solution. So have a look at the glycemic index chart in this presentation, and for example, anything under 55 is easy digested food, so including starch vegetables and whole grains, and so all the veg and fruit, and all the candies and the cookies, you know, the tasty stuff, they are like high glycemic index. Actually, watermelon is high glycemic index, but it's a healthy snack because it has vitamins in it, so I wouldn't say restrict that one completely, but have them in moderation. So that's the second one. So third one, consume less sugar and refined carbs. Now that we came to the glycemic index, this kind of like comes together, and you just need to eat healthier type of carbs and only one ingredient carbs, the sweet potatoes. You know, if you go to the grocery store and have a look on a veg, you know that's a veg, and it's just one ingredient food, but pizza is like loads of stuff put together, and that's not anymore one ingredient food. And less sugar. You know what has sugar? Fruit has sugar, but it's fruit sugar and full of vitamins and minerals. So people argue about that. If you do eat loads of fruit, which two portions are the recommended amount, then maybe have 2 days when you're not eating that much, or not eating any fruit at all, and rest of the days you can. But that is one way as well to handle it. But don't restrict food from you. You can have that because it's full of vitamins your body needs. But more the cookies and the chocolate, have them in moderation. That means maybe 3 square and maybe a slice, and not like the full pack. Okay, smaller portions. Again, this all comes together, as I mentioned to you, everything in moderation, and this includes maybe having a smaller plate, and you know that you're not overeating and not eating until you like exploding. And don't wait for you to get home and eat the whole fridge out, but eat regularly throughout the day. And this will help with your digestion, so it speeds up your metabolism, and that is why it is very beneficial to have more food more often rather than 3 big meals. And that's not wrong than having 3 big meals, but that's a bigger chance there that maybe on the 3rd meal after 5 hours gap you will just get home and overeat, completely binge eat. I've been there because it's hard if you without food for that long period of time. As well, if I'm that long without food, I tend to have a big crash, even like lunchtime maybe, or like in the evening, and my insulin just spikes up because it was just too big gap. So every 3 hours I would say it's a good one to have food and snacks, 3 bigger meals and 2-3 snacks throughout the day. Okay, 5th one, don't eat 3 or 2 hours before bedtime. So why? The big why is because your digestion slows down. Basically, your body functions slower while you are sleeping. As I said to you, fasting is a good way, but I wouldn't fast for 16 hours. Leave maybe 10 to 12 hours between dinner to breakfast, and that's such a good gap for your body. And you sleep probably 8 hours, and that's already, you just need to wait 2 more hours when you're up, and that would help you basically with your digestion, not to feel very dehydrated in the morning, and would help with your metabolism as well. So if you're really hungry, have like a small, very small snack, and that could be like a yogurt, which is not heavy carbs or not heavy, not like a steak, just a smaller portion, smaller meal. That's the 5th one. 6th one, such a simple one, but it's so easy to forget. Don't go food shopping on an empty stomach. I know this so bad because I want to buy everything if I go to a grocery store to buy stuff, and the first thing I buy is something I can just eat straight after I'm out, and that's probably not gonna be the healthiest pick either, and you probably didn't even need it. It was only because you were starving. So have food before you go shopping, and then you will only buy the things you actually need. Don't buy more, like if you have 2 for 1 and that's a big bar of chocolate, just buy as many as you need, because then people tend to eat them more because you have more and say, I'm gonna eat the full bar. And a full bar of chocolate is like 600 calories. It can be even more, like a big jar of Nutella and 1000 calories is done. So this is why I said to eat something even healthy before you go shopping. 7th one, consume complex carbs. So I mentioned to you not to have refined carbs. Complex carbs are good ones, simple carbs are not that good one. They are the ones having in moderation. You can have cheat days, and I think that helps you to be more consistent eating healthily, to have something like maybe is not that healthy, like burger or pizza, not all the time, but have it sometimes. And more the complex carbs. Oats are such great breakfast. You can put that in your smoothie, tastes great, or you can soak it and have it cold. You can have it with chia seeds, with the chia pudding. Keeps you full for long, high in fiber, and really lowers your cholesterol, very good for your heart. That's one complex carb. But any couscous, quinoa and rice, like whole grains, pasta, even whole grain bread. So don't have to avoid bread. If you ate bread all your life, you don't have to just cut it out completely. Have maybe a slice in the morning and maybe have less carbs if you train in the morning, less carbs in the evening, and other way around, because you do need carbs and a good amount of protein after a workout. So yeah, these are all very good to include into your diet. Eighth one, drink more water. Water flushes out all the toxins, detoxifies your body. 60% of your body is made of water, so you do need to rehydrate your body, because then you sweat, depending on how hot it is, depending how much you train, of course, and it all depends how much you weigh, how much water actually you need, but at least 2 liters I would say daily, and in some cases even more. And this helps with your digestion again. First thing in the morning I drink 500 milliliter of water, not 500 liter, that would be a bit too much. 500 milliliter of water or 300 milliliter, then straight rehydrating my body. That does start your metabolism already, and it's really good for you, and really good for your mental health, really good for your energy, because if you dehydrated you will be more tired next day. Ninth one, sleep more. You all gonna love this one. Sleep more. Why? If you do sleep 10 hours already, maybe you don't want to sleep well, but what I mean, don't stick to like 4 or 3 hours. It's just not enough repair for your body, not ready for all the stress, all the amount of stress we get every day with work, with everything. And now the world is speeded up, so I would recommend sleep more, 7 to 8 hours. And even 9 if you like an athlete or train loads, like 9 hours even needed. And why? Because that increases your growth hormone. Growth hormone is good for repair, cell repair and recovery, and it's very important hormone. And you can increase it by sleeping more. If you sleep 4 hours, you tend to have slower result by even building muscle or recovering from soreness or EMSs, and you get actually you get a bigger chance to catch any disease or illness if you don't sleep enough, because then your body will need that, because you're all day moving and you want to increase the growth hormone. Growth hormone, you can increase it by exercise, healthy diet as well, and loads of different ways, but this is just one way. So the 10th one is basically what I was all talking about, and one of the most important one. All of them important, but this is very much like true. Don't do diets, don't calorie count, don't get fat burning pills and waist trainers, sweat baths and stuff like that, because they're just not working. Any diets which restrict the amount of calories you have, from maybe you had 2000 or 3000 and you start eating 1200, one thing is a big drop for your body. It's not going to react well, but the other thing is when it gets used to it, you're going to lose weight and have a drastic extreme change, even if you consume those calories from ice cream. If you ate 2000 and you eat 1200 from ice cream, then you're still going to lose weight. With shakes as well, but you're avoiding nutrients your body needs, the vitamins, the antioxidants, the minerals and all this stuff. And this is why all these diets are working, and people think they are working because then you lose weight for 3 months, maybe a year, then you gain back double or even more of the weight you lost. That's not what we want. And by following these little steps, consuming all this type of food will help you to lose weight in a long period of time without calorie counting. If you don't want to be a bodybuilder, then you don't have to calorie count, you don't have to avoid fruit either and stuff like that, but just find a way it works for you. And diet pills, they just don't work either. Maybe they do the same, maybe they give you the feeling that you're not hungry, and you maybe won't be that hungry anymore, and they just do the same thing. But once maybe you even stop them, I wouldn't take fat burning pills or anything like that the rest of my life. Just make it a habit. waist trainers, what they do, you can't breathe. Now they just, again, not gonna condition your core the same way like you would do with exercise. You're not gonna burn fat. It's just a kind of forced feeling, a forced fact. And it's the same with sweating, because if you sweat you lose water, you will get dehydrated, but you only lose water weight. And it's not the same like losing fat. To lose body fat, you need to burn body fat. The right way to do this, to have nutrients, loads of food of the right things. Not avoiding food, not dropping it too low, because that slows down your metabolism as well. Don't have less than 1,500 calories suddenly, especially don't drop from 3,000. You're gonna need to find a way, keep that body going, move a little bit more, walk 10,000 steps a day, and eat healthily, eat more of the good things, and your body will appreciate it for a long basis. And that is how you're going to keep burning fat. You're going to reduce the amount of fat stored around that, and stress management will be another one. And by completing these tasks without worrying about how to diet and maybe feeling guilty not having something is in your diet plan, then this is the right way to do it, because then you don't stress your body even more than it is every day with work, every day with anything basically what we get throughout the day, and stresses our body. So that's a very good way to burn body fat, and that is why I would recommend to you. So I hope you enjoyed, and this was very useful, and please keep reading my ebook, because you will find very useful things. And I will see you back to not tomorrow, but very soon. Bye bye.